Of the day here in France with Flo Villamino. Good morning.
Good morning, Catherine.
First off, the government ministers have had their calculators out. They've done their sums for next year's budget and they're taking those sums to Europe.
That's right. We've heard so much about this 2015 budget. We're talking about it today again because, as you said, it's going to the European Commission, which is going to take a closer look. But it's already said it's probably going to reject this budget. And not only that, but fine France. But according to Le Figaro, it looks like France could actually get some support from Germany. Berlin says it's ready to vote against financial sanctions against France, according to Le Figaro. But nothing in the world is free, of course. So you can see the headline here. It says that Berlin is demanding reforms, in return for its support. Now, what Berlin wants is for France to modernize its labor market. And Le Figaro actually applauds the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, for being open-minded, she could have said no to France and just let France go to the dogs in the European Commission, but instead she actually agreed to some sort of an opening here. But Le Figaro says this opening is sounding a lot like a final warning.
Well, Germany itself has gone through a lot of reforms in recent years, so could perhaps show France the way. But L'Opinion, one of the newspapers, not very hopeful about the chance of reform for France. Why is that?
Absolutely. Well, let's start by looking at the cartoon in L'Opinion. You can see François Hollande playing the shell game. You know, that game you play with 3 cups where you hide a little ball of paper underneath it. Well, he's playing this game with the European Commissioner, Jean-Claude Juncker. Now, he says, guess which cup the reform is hiding under? And Juncker says, nowhere. And he says, oh, I guess you know this trick already. L'Opinion, the pro-business paper, seems to think that France is just gesticulating over its budget here. It's all tricks and deception, says L'Opinion, nothing really of substance.
All right, let's move on to something that some of our viewers might be familiar with, actually, if you've ever come to France on holiday with your car. Very expensive motorways. You're constantly having to get your credit card out, aren't you, at those toll booths. The Ecology Minister Ségolène Royal, she's talking about maybe changing this.
That's right. Now, Ségolène Royal is drawing a lot of criticism for some comments she made yesterday. Libération, the left-leaning paper, says that she's driven herself into a ditch. What did she say? Well, yesterday, she suggested making these tolls on these highways, free on the weekend. Now, Libé is really upset about this because it reminds us she is the ecology minister, and making these motorways free on the weekend, well, would encourage people to take their cars out, and that's not the best thing for the environment. So Libération really lashes out against her in their editorial today. It says that once again, she's causing confusion over the government's environment policy. She's driving in the wrong direction. Now, it's important to note that the Prime Minister, Manuel Valls, was very quick to shut down her proposal. And, well, to sum up his words, he said, don't even think about it.
OK, but some people do agree with Ségolène Royal, I expect.
That's right. Well, Libération does point out what you were saying, that the tolls here in France are very, very expensive. And actually, the companies that own and run these motorways, well, they have a pretty sweet deal, according to Libération. They don't have a lot of competition. Libé actually quotes a recent report that says that they make 20 to 24 euros in net benefit on every 100 euros paid at those toll booths. So that's quite a good amount there. Their profits are extraordinary. Those are the words used by Libération. So quite critical of those toll booths.
All right, someone who's not being described as extraordinary, the former French President Nicolas Sarkozy. He's on the political comeback trail, but apparently coming off a bit more as an embarrassing uncle.
That's right. Now, first of all, he's going through some turbulence. His rival, Alain Juppé, has taken the lead in a recent opinion poll. So he's on the campaign trail, though. He's trying to shore up all the support he can get. Libération went to some of his recent campaign meetings, and, well, they weren't that impressed. They say he's starting to sound like a broken record. It's as if his meetings are on repeat. He keeps talking about the same things over and over again, his wife, his daughter, even the legal trouble he's in. But the thing is, he's using the same jokes and the same anecdotes word
That's always
for
embarrassing.
word. So always a little embarrassing, especially if you have several people coming to the same meeting.
And in a digital age where people record these things, don't they?
Absolutely. He probably could have thought about it. But just to give you one of the favorite things he likes to talk about, France runs deep in my blood. I can't help it. Libé loved this one and said that he usually uses this phrase at a dramatic moment in his speech. Libé wasn't that convinced by all these
Maybe
speeches,
he just really means it, Flo. We shouldn't be too cynical. Thanks very much for that look through the French papers. Flo back in a couple of hours' time with a look through the international press for us as well. For now, though, we're going to check out what's making headlines online in web news.